Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Hannah, and today's video is going to be a pregnancy update for week 27. 27 is the last week of the second trimester, and I am feeling the third trimester coming on. I don't know how else to explain it besides I'm feeling more pregnant, and I also don't know how to really explain that besides the fact that I just feel bigger, and I feel like I'm losing my breath a little bit more, and just, yeah, it's interesting, and I'm a little scared for the third trimester. Basically, I feel like I am running out of breath a lot quicker, I guess. It's not the worst, but I'm definitely noticing it. Like, every time I walk up the stairs, I'm like, okay, wait, give me a minute. I also feel like my mobility, I guess, is changing a bit. Mostly whenever, like, I'm sitting all compact and stuff. So, like, if I'm sitting on the couch or on the bed or on the floor and I have my legs crossed and I need to, like, reach something in front of me or down on the floor, I, like, have to, like, grunt and make noises. And then when I come back up, I'm like, oh, that was a workout. And it's just, like, one movement. And so I'm like, okay, interesting. And with all of the bending over and making noises and stuff, I also noted on my phone that it's really uncomfortable and that it does hurt. And so that would make sense as to why I'm grunting when I have to, like, pick one thing up off the floor and it's for like 1 second. So there's that. Fun thing that I've noticed with, like, food and such is not really a craving. I mean, kind of, it's a craving, but it's not like I'm going out of my way to find this food. But if, like, I order it, I will eat all of it, and I will be very happy that I have it. And that is food that is basically made with ground beef. So meatloaf, meatballs, goulash, tacos, yeah, I really enjoy them right now. And I wouldn't say that, like, I'm craving them and I'm like, I want this every single day. But when I do have it, I'm just like, yes, this is amazing, and I want to keep eating more and more and more of it. So that's very interesting, and I'm glad that there's at least something that is like, I could go for that whenever I'm asked, what do you want to eat? And I'm like, well, I could do this, we could do that. Like, my options are expanding, and I'm very happy because in the first trimester, it was terrible. Nothing sounded good. I always felt so sick, and I was like, I'm not eating. I don't want to eat anything. I don't want to think about food. I don't want to look at food. I don't want to smell food. In the second trimester, I had a little bit more of an appetite, but not much, and it was kind of like, if I was asked what do I want to eat, I was like, I don't know. Nothing. Like, nothing sounded good. Nothing really sounded super bad, but nothing sounded like, yes, I want that. So week 27, the last week of the second trimester, has been proving to be a good start for the beginning of the third trimester, and like I said, I can feel the third trimester coming on. Okay, so now on to the baby's movements. They are getting really big and strong. Like, I know I've been saying that the last couple weeks, but, like, man, they're strong. And I'm just like, what is the third trimester going to be like? Another difference with the movements is that it's not always just like the little kicks and punches. I do still get those quite a bit, but I can feel it, like, trying to, like, stretch out or, like, get comfortable, and I'm just like, oh baby. So yeah, I haven't been able to catch any of, like, well, I haven't been able to catch a lot of that whole stretching or whatever across my stomach. So if I find the clips that I have of that, then I'll put them in this video. But for the most part, I've been catching still just kicks and punches, but they are getting a little bit bigger, and it's so much fun. But it still does this thing where, like, as soon as I turn on the camera, it'll, like, stop for a minute, and I'm just like, and so then I have to keep recording for a really long time just to, like, get 3 kicks. So but that's okay. I'm happy that it's moving, even if it is playing games with me. It's okay. said that I could feel the baby like trying to stretch and get comfortable. Well, I've noticed that the baby stretches in my stomach sideways instead of tallways, and so there's not much room sideways as there is tallways, and so it gets a little uncomfortable whenever it's pushing against both sides of my stomach, and I'm like, okay, ow. And I'm just like, turn the other way, there's more room, even though I know it would be kicking against my lungs and then my bladder. But I don't know, I feel like that's a little more comfortable than feeling like he or she is just gonna rip my stomach muscles apart. Oh, because it's very uncomfortable. So I know I just said that it likes to stretch sideways, but I've noticed that it favors a position and it stays pretty much in that position all of the time. Baby loves to put its feet like right here, and then its head is like way down here, and then it likes to like play with its hands on my bladder or something. I don't know, but I can definitely feel it. I'm like, stop. So yeah, the baby definitely has a favorite position, and it's diagonal from my right ribs to my left hip, and I would say that's okay, but it definitely needs to let up on the kicking in my ribs, because that can get pretty dang intense. And it's like kicking me in one spot in the ribs. It doesn't go all the way down my ribs, you know, like the whole side. Like there's a whole bunch of ribs that it can kick. It kicks like the same 2 or 3, and just like, stop. The last thing that I wanted to make note of, and I'm not complaining or whining, and I don't want sympathy for this, I just am noticing this, and I want to have this documented for whenever I look back on all of my pregnancies, and that's the fact that I feel like I am not looking pregnant. I feel like my entire pregnancy I haven't looked pregnant. And I say this because, or I think this because, all of the pregnant people that I have followed on social media and such are much more skinnier than I am. I don't have their body type. I am pudgy. I have fat on my stomach, all over my stomach. And so obviously my baby bump isn't going to protrude immediately like theirs are. Like, you know, 2 months in, their like stomach is sticking out a little bit, and that's because they had nothing there to work with. So my fat basically is disguising it. But I'm just like thinking, man, it's almost the 3rd trimester and I still just look like I've eaten way too much food. Like all of my belly bump is up high near my stomach, and I can definitely tell that my stomach is growing. Like my muscles are really sore. Like it feels like they're bruised because they're stretching so much. But for the most part, that really just looks like I've eaten way too much food at dinner, or that like I'm bloated. I have like a pouch of fat that hangs over my jeans whenever, you know, all of the time. I've had it all of my life, and it's still there. So I know that is what's prohibiting my stomach from looking like the perfect round baby belly bump. And I don't know if in the 3rd trimester it will change. I hope so. I want it to, but I'm not going to hold my breath. But I am kind of, I don't want to say that I'm discouraged by it, because like I'm still getting a baby out of this. Like my baby bump has nothing to do with how happy I'm going to be when I have a baby. When I have the baby, like, it's just, I wanted to have the cute baby belly bump, and I know everybody's like, oh my gosh, you're pregnant, you're so cute, and it's fine, it's whatever. But like to me, I'm just like, man, God, a little bit of disappointment, but in the grand scheme of things, this isn't going to matter. Okay, now with that whole soapbox drama out of the way, I'm going to go into my Pregnancy Plus app and show you what the baby looks like at week 27. This is what the baby looks like at week 27. So cute. He's just chilling. He or she just chilling. like always, it says that it is 14.8 inches and 2.22 pounds. Okay, the extra information. While the baby is mostly sleeping, your baby's eyes can now partially open and those tiny eyelids are able to blink. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that they weren't blinking yet, so whoa. Eye development. Your baby is able to recognize different levels of light even inside your womb, which I think that's so true. Like, I think the baby has been doing this for about a week or so, because it'll be moving a lot and I'll have like my shirt down and my blanket on top of me, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta record it. So then I throw everything off of me and the baby stops. And I think it's because of the light, because then when I put the covers back on, like, it'll like hit me again and I'm like, what the heck? So yeah, it's really interesting, and I think I could feel that happening. Gaining weight. The little body is getting chubbier as fat is depositing under the wrinkled skin. Oh boy, let's not gain too much weight though, baby, okay? I mean, I want you to be healthy, but I don't want you to be like fat. Okay, the last thing that I have for this week is the size, and it is the size of a papaya or a bunny, or I think it's chocolate cake still. Yeah, a chocolate cake. So that is all that I have for this week's update. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I put out a new video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Say something like you love me and make my day, like you always do, like you always do.